Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning. How are you doing today? I hope that everyone's doing great at home, especially during this pandemic. All right. Actually, this is my first time doing this live streaming. Um, it happened. It so happened yesterday. I did one workshop with my school, and it was my first time doing using these apps, and it turned out that my video no, my audio in Facebook Live couldn't be heard. So there's some parents requested Mr. Azwan to redo my workshop so that they can listen again to my presentation and learn um, from the notes that I give to them. All right. So just to let you know, um, when I'm giving this workshop, you need to refer to two modules that I'm giving to you, which I will attach to the links below. That would be the kertas soalan that I have designed with you, and the other one would be the formula, right? So let me start my presentation. So I hope that everyone is ready. All right. So during this workshop, I am going to focus on the three parts, three components that you are going uh, to experience when you are answering paper two. But I'm not so sure in this latest syllabus whereby there are some teachers, there's some school now they change the format of the papers from two become one paper. But no matter how, all students will you will find these type of questions in your writing components. Number one, you will see there's some questions asking about information gap, and that will be the layout that I give to you in the handouts I give to you. And the second one would be the formatted writing, and that would be uh, the sample that I give to you in the handouts. And the last one would be the note expansion questions, right? Which you need to write a story, right? So not to waste the time, let me start by explaining to you the part one, which is information gap. So this would be the component that one component that you will be tested in your question paper. All right, if you can as you can see there, that would be a question of information gap. Normally they will give you a stimulus. All right, in bahasa we call it bahan rangsangan. So this stimulus can be in many forms. It can be in advertisement, it can be in the form of map, it can be in the form of letter, message, note, recipe, right? uh, like if your mom always refer to any Google, right, recipe, that would be some of the stimulus uh, that you might find in your question. And you might find the stimulus in the form of a poster like this one, right, like this one. Okay, so how to answer this question? The first thing that you must do is read the stimulus. All right. Just to go through together with you, we have here is cupcake baking contest. Sarah Cake's Bakery Shop is organizing a cupcake baking contest. The details of the contest are as follows. So date will be on 20th November 2020. The entry fee will be 10 ringgit for each category. There are three categories there: gold, 12 years old; silver, 11 years old; bronze, 10 years old. And 2 ringgit from any entry will be donated to the orphanage home. Donation booth will be open on that day too. So any inquiry, you may visit to our website. So that will be the website. All right. So done. This is the part that you should not skip. Read the stimulus first. All right. The second step that you must do is read the question. All right. Now let's go through together the questions that have been given to you. All right. Hello, Sarah Cakes. How can I help you? This is the manager, right? a conversation between a manager and Azwan. So what did Azwan say? Hi, I am Azwan. I would like to know more about the cupcake baking contest, which would be held, and a blank. Right, sure. What would you like to know? Can my year 5 brother take part in the contest? Yes. The contest is divided into three categories, namely bronze, silver, and a blank. Right? He can join the silver category. Is there any entry fee? Yes. It's for each category, 2 ringgit from the fee will be donated to the. Alright, so this would be another blank, number 4. Can we donate any item to the orphans? Definitely. You can donate either another blank. The children would love to have them. Thank you for the information. You are welcome. Right, so you've done step 2, read the questions. Now, this is another crucial part when you're doing a practice at home with the mother, with the father, or with the handouts that your teachers give. Uh, the step 3, you must find the keyword. All right, so let me guide you how to find the keyword. A simple tips from me. Normally, the keyword for the answers are nearly to the blanks. Right? You must find some keywords, right, that show you a sign. Oh, this might be the information that I should look up for. So this is the tips from me. Normally, the keywords are normally near to the blanks. So, like number 1, the keyword is held. So held meaning that the other kind. So when it talks about the other kind, maybe the information talks about the time, the date. So inside the stimulus given, you can find the date there. All right. And the second keyword will be the categories. Bronze, silver is very clear cut. Bronze, silver, and blank there. Right. So you might find the keyword and the information there from the stimulus given. And the third keyword is the entry fee, right? Entry fee, the word fee is there, so the keyword comes from that information. And number 4, the keyword. The keywords are 2 ringgit from the fee will be donated. It's a very clear cut because somehow like this question rewrite the information inside the question. So it's easy for you to identify the keyword. So it's from there. And the last one would be the word donate. So what are the items you can donate is from there. All right. So now the step 3 you have done. You must find your keyword first. All right. Now is the time. It is a time for you to fill up the answers. Step number 4. And this is another. How can I say this? The parts that most students are quite lazy to do, all right? But it looks simple, but it really helps you in making sure that you are not repeating the answers. When you are filling up the answers there in the 5 blanks, so immediately, automatically, you must straight away cross the information that you have written in your blanks. So, for example, if I'm the student, I already write down 20th November 2020. I straight away cross the information on top. As you can see, what I've done there. Okay, and then for second answer, I write down that bronze, right? Then I straight away cross the answers. I don't want that information anymore. And next one, I wrote down there 10 ringgit. So I cross the information, the entry fee there. Orphanage home. Then I cross the whole information because I don't need this information anymore. And the last one would be toys, books, right? Then I cross that information because that one is no longer, I can use that one anymore, all right? So done. So I fill up the 5 information, but my question to you, how many marks this student will get? How many marks will I get with this kind of answer? As you can see there, there are 3 answers that I didn't score full marks, 2 marks. As you can see, number 1, 1 mark, number 2, 1 mark, and number 3, 1 mark. Why? Why this is happening? Because you must remember the 5th step. The 5th step is you must recheck these 5 elements. All right. This is based on my experience in marking papers and designing question also. Normally, the one who set the question will set two questions easy for you, 2 questions moderate, and 1 difficult. And these moderate and difficult questions, they may include some of the grammatical elements that might bring down your marks. So this is what I say the step 5, you must recheck the 5 elements. Semak semula 5 perkara ini. So apa 5 perkara ini? What are the 5 elements? Number 1, article. Number 2, punctuation. Number 3, conjunction. Number 4, preposition. And the last one, models, STCM do. If you're wondering what are these, you may refer to the formula that I attached in the link below. Alright. So if you have printed my formula, you might find these part. Alright. Article consists of 3, which are a and the. I don't want to teach this anymore because you have learned this when you were in year 3, year 1, year 2, and year 3. This is level lower primary level. So this is very easy part. Right. So to make you clear better, in a brief, I would say, right, any common noun, semua kata nama like shirt, like my glass, my earphone, my bottle here, all these are common noun. And when you are using these common noun in your sentences, you must attach them with an article, like a couple, like boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Like a boyfriend and girlfriend, macam ada pasangan lah. Kalau awak tinggalkan dia punya boyfriend, kesianlah girlfriend dia. So that is the idea. So in an easier way, I would say before common noun, you must put one article. So in the question I gave to you, orphanage home is the common noun, and then you must put an article before it. So in this case, you can use the orphanage home. Alright. Now let's go to the second one, which is punctuation. Punctuation in bahasa Malaysia, we call it is tanda baca. Alright. For your information, throughout your 6 years in the school, 6 tahun di sekolah, you will learn some of these important punctuation like period, or your teacher might say full stop, we have comma, we have exclamation mark, we have question mark, we have quotation mark, double, and question mark single, dash, and also slash. So you might find all these symbols in your English lesson. Alright. But since my focus today is for information gap question, normally the student might be tested on these 4, which are comma, quotation mark single, dash, and slash. Alright, let me explain to you how to use these 4 symbols in your sentences or in your answer. Like comma, I have yesterday, my mother bought some apples, oranges, and grapes. If you can recall your teacher lesson, I'm very sure that your teacher have taught you these. When you are stating some examples more than 2, like this case I have apple, oranges, and grapes, you must put comma in between the examples. So in this case I put apples, comma, oranges, and grapes. But I want to give you another sample, which is yesterday my mother bought some apples, oranges, and durians. Right? It looks the same, but as you can see there, I put 1 comma in between of apple and oranges, and before and I put another comma. Why? Because this is the reason. If all the samples or all the examples are similar types, like this case, they are all imported fruits: apple, oranges, grapes. Right? Normally, you find this in overseas, like a small in a cold country, where cold weather country, like United Kingdom, US, like the 4 seasons countries, right? So all these are imported fruits. You won't find this type of fruit planted in Malaysia. And the second one, if the examples given are different types, like apples, oranges are imported, and durians definitely comes from local fruit. So this is different types of examples. So this is where you need to put comma before and. So in easy way, I would say in bahasa, kalau sama jenis tak ada comma sebelum and. Kalau lain jenis ada comma sebelum and. Right. Now let's go to the second punctuation, which is quotation mark, which is single. How to use this in a sentence? Let me give you one example. The chef cooks rendang and ketupat on that day. It looks correct. But as you can see that rendang and ketupat both are not English words. They are Malay words that cannot be translated into English. But be careful, there are some words like durian, rambutan. It sounds like Malay words, but they are in English dictionary, so don't get confused. But you won't find rendang and ketupat in English dictionary. So this is where you will say that rendang and ketupat are Malay words that cannot be translated into English. So this is where you need to use quotation mark, all right, single quotation mark. And in the question, sometimes you will find this symbol dash and slash, all right. So if you find the symbol dash, this is my tips for you. You cannot straight away put in your answer dash. You must change this dash symbol into another word, which is from, until, or from to. And if you find the symbol slash, you must change to or, right? So let's say in your questions, they give you this type of stimulus, business hour 9 a.m. dash 9 p.m. So see, the symbol dash is there. And the second stimulus, I give you method of payment, online banking slash cash, right? So these two are the stimulus. And they will give you this type of questions. The bakery shop opens blank. You can complete your payment through another bank, all right? So these answers, let's say one student answer in this way, 9 a.m. dash 9 p.m. and online banking slash cash. The student straight away copy back whatever is given you in the information into the answers. So this is, do you think this is correct answer? Definitely wrong. Why? You must not to write, you cannot write any symbol in your answer, in your sentences. So to solve this problem, you must change dash to from to until, and this one online banking or cash. Only then your answers are correct. All right, let's go to the next part that will make the students mark a bit low for this section, which is conjunction. In Bahasa Malaysia, we call this as kata hubung. All right, so let me check first my phone whether it's still working or not. All right, okay, sorry. So conjunction in Bahasa Malaysia, we call it as kata hubung. All right, so in English, you will find this type of conjunction, which are, in my formula stated, fanboys. So what are fanboys? For, untuk, kerana, and, dan, no, bukan, but, tetapi, or, atau, yet, masih, so, jadi. Right? And in these information gap question, normally the student will be tested on these two conjunctions only, and, or, and or. Right. So let's say I have one stimulus with you here, ingredients. So the ingredients are chocolate and flour. And inside the question, they give you like this. The chef adds some blanks to bake the chocolate cake. The keyword is chocolate cake. And there's a student answer in this way, chocolate or flour. Do you think it's correct? Definitely wrong. Why? The correct answer must be chocolate and flour. And this will be the correct answer. So most of the students will simply put and or as what you wish, but be careful. And you're using and when these two things or these two elements are important to be inside in that particular situation. Where else? Or you can use this in these two. It's not compulsory for you to give two. Is you can choose either one. So in this case, like chocolate cake, you cannot bake a chocolate cake without a flour or a chocolate. You must have both to bake a chocolate cake. So awak takkan jadi chocolate cake kalau awak tak ada chocolate. Awak takkan jadi chocolate cake kalau tak ada tepung. Alright, so that would be my idea to you. And the next part would be preposition. Alright, in my formula there, you will find these formula. Alright, preposition in, on, at. So let me start by introducing you. Preposition in bahasa we call it is kata tunjuk. Alright, so normally in English, is something wrong with my slide today. Alright, hopefully it will this laptop won't be naughty until the end. We still have two parts. Alright, so let me start by giving you the first one, which is preposition in, on, at for time. The formula says 531. What is 531? So you must remember, in order for you to use in, cara nak guna in untuk masa ada 5 keadaan, which are century, decade, year, month, week. In bahasa abad, dekad, tahun, bulan, minggu. How to use on? There are 3 conditions, which are day, date, and weekend. And the last one, how to use at? Situasinya adalah exact time. Alright? How? I know some of you are quite clear how to use. So let me give you one examples. Not one example, some examples. Alright, I have this example. The man was born 1990. All the beginning sentence, the beginning phrases are all the same, but towards the end, I change a bit the questions. As you can see there, the first one 1990, second one February, third one 3rd February 1990, fourth one 9 a.m., fifth one 1990 Sunday, and the last one Sunday 1990. So if you're following my formula there, you must identify category first, right? So the first one is a year, tahun. Second one is a month. Third one is date. Fourth one is exact time. And the fifth one would be year and day, and the last one would be day and year. So when you have all this category in your hand, it's easy for you to know whether I should use in, on, or at. So the first one, definitely I must use in. Second one, in February. Third one, on 3rd February 1990. Fourth one, at 9 a.m. because exact time, as you can see there, at exact time. Next one, in 1990, Sunday. Alright, some of you might confuse with these two. Year and day, they are combined together. So this is the trick from me. Whoever comes first after the preposition, whoever comes first, like this one, year comes first before day, but the last question is the day comes first and followed by a year. So whoever comes first, that is where you need to decide which preposition you must use. So the fifth one, the answer is in 1990 Sunday, and the last one will be on Sunday 1990. All right, understand? Okay, now let's go to the second part, which is 3, 2, 1. How to use in, on, at for place, tempat. Kata tunjuk untuk tempat. Kata tunjuk untuk masa. Now we are saying kata tunjuk untuk tempat. So I give you 3 still numbers there. 3, 2, 1. Ada 3 situasi. There are 3 situations on how you can use in, which are country, state, city, negara, negeri, bandar, or pekan. And how to use on, there are 2 situations only, which are street and avenue, nama jalan, nama persiaran, and also the last one would be exact address, alamat yang tepat. Okay, right. So let me give you some examples to make you understand better. So the man leaves Malaysia. The man leaves Johor Bahru. Jalan Belian, number 15, Jalan Belian 10, Taman Cahaya Masa. Again, you must identify the category first before you decide which prepositions you should use. Like number 1, Malaysia is a country. Johor Bahru is a city. Jalan Belian is a street, name of a street. Number 15, those are exact address. So if you have all these in your hand, you can easily say that the first one, the answer would be in. Second one, in Johor Bahru. Third one, on Johor Bahru. The last one, at number 15, Jalan Belian, Taman Cahaya Masa. Alright, that would be the fourth element. Now, last element would be models. Alright, models. If you're following my formula, you might find the formula STCM-DO. Alright, STCM-DO, please memorize this also. I always say to my students, these are power ranges. Why power ranges? Because it won't affect. This is the most powerful word in English, all right? Because it won't affect by the next verb. The next verb won't be affected by adding s or ed, ing. All right, so let me go through first. S is shall, should, T to, C can, could, M must, may, D does, do, did, O ought to, W will, would. So the formula says, if you see in your sentences you're using these 7 set of words, all right, any of these 7, the following main verb must be in the form of root word, kata asal, kata dasar. Tak kira lah ayat itu present tense ke, past tense ke, future tense ke. Alright, this is the basic one. Alright, I would say when you go for higher level, you might find after this word there might be ing form, but I don't want to teach you this. But just stick to your mind. if you see these words in your sentences, the following verb must normally it must be in a root word form. Right? Let me give you examples there. So the stimulus says the importance of exercise. So the points there, keeping the body fit, releasing stress. Right? And then the question would be like this: we must exercise regularly to and release stress. If a very weak student, they will straight away copy back whatever stated in the stimulus like this, keeping the body fit. But this is a wrong answer. Why? Be careful. You see the word to is there, STCM though, to is used there. And supposedly the following verb must be in the root word form. So the answer is keep the body fit. Only then your answer is correct. Alright, understand? So be careful. So these are the 5 elements that you must recheck. Alright, now coming back to the questions that we have done just now, 1 mark, the 1 mark answers there, we can try to improve the answers by, like number 1, as you can see there, there's a missing preposition there because it talks about a date, right? Remember the formulas triangle in, on, at just now, it is about time, all right? The second one, the problem is the capital small letters, and the last one is a missing conjunction, all right? Remember just now, what's the conjunction? Gives you just now friend boys, all right? So these are the 5 elements just now, please recall, all right? So the first answer, the correct one is on 20th November, on because it's a date, and prawn should be spelled B capital, the rest small letters, and toys, books, the answer should be toys or books. Why I cannot use and? Otherwise, your answer would be wrong because the word say you can donate either some ada mainan ataupun buku. Tak ada orang paksa memberi sumbangan mesti ada dua-dua. Okay, when you come to the orphanage home mesti bawa dua-dua, buku dengan mainan. So these two items are not compulsory. Kalau Mr. Azwan ada toys, bagilah toys. Kalau Mr. Azwan ada buku, bagilah buku. So that's the idea. Only then these answers can become 2 marks. And now you score 10 out of 10, full marks. Alright. If you're very careful and follow these 5 steps in doing your practice at home, I can guarantee that you can score good marks in this section. Right. Now, well done. Alright. Now let's go. We have done the first part. Now let's go to the second part for matter writing. I'm sorry, I need to drink for a while. Thirsty. Alright, let me continue. Alright, I allocate time 15 minutes for this part only. Alright, now for matter writing, tulisan yang berpandu. Alright, there must be a structure that you must follow. This is not free writing. It's free writing suka hati bapa aku lah nak tulis apa. But this time, for matter writing, you must follow exactly the format. Alright. So let us get to know first what are the questions that might be asked in this formatted writing. You can be asked or you can be tested on letter writing, surat, message, postcard, email, and speech, all right, which I call them as LMPE. All right, speech is very minor questions that will be asked. So far, I don't see in any questions that ask the students to write a speech, but anyhow, speech is in your syllabus. All right, but most of the time, I will see the field questions that the teacher will design for your examination will be this LMPE. All right, remember this term LMPE, bukan Encik Syafi'i. All right, LMPE. All right. Now let's see how is the layout of each items here. You can see letter that is the look. Tu paras rupa dia. Ada tarikh, ada alamat, and all these format, message, and then postcard. You see there is a stamp there and also an address of the receiver. And email, this is the layout. There is a from, to, subject, date, and time. This one I can guarantee that you have gone through with your teachers in the classroom and also all your online classes with the teachers. All right. Now, coming back to my questions. Section B, this formatted writing, they will give you 2 parts, which is B1, piece of cake for you, very easy, kacang je, and then it consists 3 marks, and the second part will be 12 marks. So let's start first the easy question. All right, which is information gap also. No, fill in the blanks. All right. So the first question asks you about the price. Straight away find the keyword there, and that is already you find the price. The author, all right, comes from this information, and the free item it comes from this part. All right. All right. Before I give the answers, let us go through first the stimulus given to you. It is about Better English reference book. All right. If you buy this book, it is only 15 ringgit 90 cents, 20% discount for the member of Popular Bookshop, inclusive with CD-ROM for tutorial, extra exercises based on the topics, comprehensive notes with pictures written by a famous linguist expert, Mrs. Fonda, and free tote bag for any purchase. Okay, done. And I have one student answer in this way: 15 ringgit, Mr. Fonda, tote bag. Do you think these students will score 3 marks? I don't think so. So this student only score 0, none. So no marks given. Why? This student is careless. Why? The first one, what's wrong with my answers? The first one, wrong value. All right. Second one, wrong address the author. And the last one, wrong spelling. Kesiannya murid ni. Sayang markah dia. Buang markah dia. Alright. Supposedly the first answer is 15 ringgit 90 cents. And then Mr. Fonda should be Mrs. Fonda. Kesian Cik Fonda ni. Dari perempuan jadi lelaki dekat jawapan dia. And tote bag is wrong spelling. So supposedly the spelling is T-O-T-E, tote bag. So in easiest way, I would say salinlah sebiji macam dalam maklumat yang diberi. Please follow exactly as what is written in the stimulus. Alright, now this student score full marks. Well done. Now let's go to a big challenging part for you, which is formatted writing, the 12 marks questions. Right. Now, how to answer this question? Number one, read the question. Baca soalan dahulu. Jom kita baca. Alright. Your little brother is looking for a reference book to improve his English. Adik awak nak cari buku untuk baiki bahasa Inggeris dia. You would like to suggest him the Better English book. Awak nak cadangkan dia beli buku ni. Soalan suruh buat apa? Write a message to him sharing about the book. Write your answer between 50 to 80 words. Alright, done. I've read the questions. Now, second question, identify the 3W. So when you're doing your practice with your mother or with your father or with your teacher in your online classes, please follow my step. Jangan menggelupo, jangan rushing bila jawab soalan ini. Don't rush in answering this. You are not in examination. Make sure the quality is there. You must make sure that I'm doing this following the step, following Mr. Azwan's step properly. Janganlah kita kelang kabut, nanti dapat result yang tak baik. Alright, so 3W stands for what, whom, and what again. So what is the first what? What are you going to write? Awak tulis apa ya? So based on the LMP, surat, message, postcard, email, whom are you going to write? Kepada siapa yang awak nak tulis benda tu? And then what is it about? Tentang apa ya? So when you have identified this, it's easier for you to answer your question later on. Alright, now let me guide you. So the first W is what? You're going to write a message to whom? Your little brother. And about what? So it is about the Better English book. So mesti cari kata kunci ni, jangan malas gariskan, bulatkan ke, highlightkan ke. Please use whatever you have at home, and then please do these steps, alright? Because you're going to use this information later in your answer. Alright, next step. Once you've done the second step, do your checklist. Alah, macam awak nak pergi Tesco tu beli-beli barang, normally awak nak beli barang, your mom will give you a checklist. The checklist, beli telur, beli gula, beli Milo, jangan lupa ya bang, nanti tertinggal ni, catat. So this is Mr. Azwan checklist. Rupa paras Mr. Azwan checklist berbeza sedikit. Alright. So in your checklist for this question, you must write 1 to 6 first. Tulislah benda ini, jangan malas supaya kita tak lupa step kita. Alright. And to number 4, you must have 3 points, P1, P2 and P3, and also followed by alasan, reason, R1, R2 and R3. In between points and reason, you must have conjunction, which I call as which, because, so, and full stop. Don't worry, I will give you later on the full notes. And before second point, Mr. Azlan suggests you to write a sequence markers, penanda wacana, which are FMB. I will explain to you what are FMB. And before point 3, another sequence markers, penanda wacana, FL. Finally and lastly. Alright, so let me explain to you one by one. Alright, apa benda ni ya? Apa benda checklist ni ya? Okay, now, if you look closely to my formula that I attached to the link below, you might find this layout. Inilah bahagian section B yang akan guna LMPE. Please find this page. You definitely will find this page. Alright. Let me go through one by one. What is number 1? Number 1, you must begin your answer by writing salutation. Then, in my formula, I already square it. Right. Salutation. Alright. So, my suggestion to you, you can write dear or hi. Alright. Some of you will write hello if writing to your friend. No problem. It's okay. But now I can guarantee that most of you will write dear. Okay. Next one. The second one will be introduction. Alright, introduction. This will be the introduction. So Mr. Azwan suggests you three methods, which are you can ask about health. That I can assure that most of you will write this, tanya khabar. But actually, this tanya khabar, this asking about health is very lame. Dah banyak orang buat. If let's say I'm marking 100 papers and all these 100 students are doing the same thing. How are you? I hope you are fine. How are you? I hope you are in the pink. So everyone is writing the same. Dia macam dah jadi muak. Alright. So why don't you impress the exam markers by using another method like recall, imbas kembali. You start your answer, your introduction by, I heard you were looking for. Saya dengar awak tengah mencari. Or searching for. Or you can use another method, which is question. Are you looking for? Adakah awak sedang mencari? Or do you want to know about? Adakah awak nak tahu tentang apa? And if you're very good in your English, in your language, you can try to modify my sentences there. As long as you have another methods, not always ask about health. Bosanlah dik, tak habis-habis tanya khabar je. Tu je lah ayat awak. Walaupun duduk serumah dengan abang, hantar kat surat. Takkanlah tak jumpa abang pagi tadi. Kan pelik. How are you? I hope you're fine. You are writing the message to your brother. Brother tu duduk serumah. Tapi awak tanya khabar dia, tak jumpa abang ke pagi tadi. Tu yang selalu. Tapi cikgu yang menanda tu nak buat macam mana? Tanda je lah. Dan kau bagi jawapan tu, kita bagilah markah juga. Kan? Okay, now let's continue. Number 3. Right, number 3 is aim. So therefore, I am writing you this LMPE to share about X. So where can you find this LMPE and X? Remember just now the 3W that we have done before? Dekat situlah awak akan gunakan maklumatnya dekat bahagian tujuan. So this LMPE is the message and this X is the Better English book. Alright, then. Okay, now habis. Now let's go to the number 4. Alright, number 4 is a very critical part. Memang critical ICU lah kalau masuk hospital ni. Sebab ramai murid yang susah nak skor bahagian ni. Alright, this is the content part EC. Markahnya akan datang banyak daripada kawasan ni. And this makes you different from the others. Alright, some students only give me points. Alright, some students give me extra points, which I say as reason. No problem. I will explain to you later on. Okay, what is number 4? Number 4 is content. So let me go through how we carry my formula. If you come, if you join, if you visit, if you participate, if you buy, if you choose. Mesti kau maksud dia. Come tu datang, join tu sertai, visit tu melawat, participate tu sertai, buy membeli, choose memilih. You can, awak boleh, it is, it has, ia adalah, or ia ada apa. So you can start your answers, your content with these phrases dengan ayat-ayat sebegini. Kalau tak nak guna, tak apa. No problem. But make sure you must have 3 points, 3 reasons. Ni tolong catat ya dekat formula masing-masing. And WBS stands for, ialah kata hubungnya adalah which, because, so. Which di mana, because kerana, so jadi. Remember, as you can see there, I write so. The comma comes before so sebab dia antara dua ayat. And before point 2, I suggest my student to write one sequence markers, which is FMP, stands for Furthermore, moreover, besides that, tambahan lagi, selain daripada itu. FL stands for finally and lastly, which are akhir sekali. Alright, finally and lastly. Alright, done. Please make sure that you have this in your notes. Kang tak tahu apa benda FMP lah, FL lah. Banyak-banyak betul lah nombor ke dalam nota Mr. Azwan ni. This is what we call notes. Kalau Mr. Azwan letak semua dalam ayat, kau pun bosan nak baca. Alright, so this is what I write in easiest way. Alright, this is a structure. Okay, now, how to use this? Okay, mari kita nak jumpa points dengan reason tadi. Oh, dalam soalan in the stimulus. Alright, point 1. Alright, all the points you can get it from the stimulus given. Like in this case, semuanya ada dekat situ yang ada bulat tu dengan harga tu. So these are the points. Nak tulis semua ke? Tak payah. Pilih 3 je yang senang awak untuk huraikan. And what about the reasons? Dah bulat semua ni, mana pula reason dia? Tak jumpa pun. Because the reason must come from you. Inilah yang membezakan murid cemerlang ke sederhana cemerlang ke lemah ke, sebab ramai murid yang tak akan bagi penanda cikgu ni reason awak sendiri, your explanation. We want to see this in your answer for formatted writing. Alright, we don't want you to just copy back whatever mentioned. Kita dah tahulah dik, dalam maklumat tu kita dah ada semua. Tapi yang membezakan, yang akan impresskan kami adalah benda extra yang awak bagi pada kami. Tapi mestilah berkaitan dengan points yang awak bagi. Janganlah awak bagi points A, kau merapu-rapu cakap benda lain. So that this is wrong. Okay? Okay, now let me guide you. Mr. Azwan ni cakap je gebang. Tolonglah kita orang. Yeah, now I'm helping you. If I were you, I will choose the points that is easy for me to explain. Like this case, I have price. Price senang je, kang senang nak bagi alasan. I have my own justification, I have my own reason later on. And then I would choose the free tote bag, alright, because this is a benefit if you buy this book. And last one is the discount, alright. Why I choose these 3? Kalau awak tengok formula Mr. Azwan, Mr. Azwan dah menyenangkan kerja awak semua. Ada satu bahagian dalam kotak tu Mr. Azwan dah bagi dah. Isi dengan possible reason. Alasan-alasan apa yang awak boleh guna kalau awak ternampak dalam stimulus tu ada benda tu. Contohnya macam discount, benefit dan price semua dah ada kat dalam formula Mr. Azwan. So tak payah banyak kerja lagi, salin je balik. Contohnya like discount, you can say you can save a lot of money. Benefit, you can say it can be useful to carry your things. Betul lah, tote bag tu kan bag, so boleh guna untuk bawa barang lah. Takkanlah tak boleh tulis macam ni. And the last one is price. You can say the price is reasonable and you can afford to pay for it. Harganya berpatutan dan saya rasa awak mampu untuk membayarnya. Kan, tak kira lah harga tu RM10,000 ke, RM1,000 ke, RM10 ke, kau tulis harga berpatutan. Kalau harga buku tu RM10,000 sekalipun, kalau awak datang, mak ayah awak tokai balak, mampulah untuk awak. So no problem. So this reason for me is very universal. Sangat senang digunakan. Gunalah semua alasannya. Boleh terima walaupun harga RM10,000 buku tu. Beli je lah. Aku nak orang kaya. Apa dia kisah. Alright. So, I have this in my hand now. Teacher dah bagikan isi. Teacher bagikan alasan. Dan, okay, now. Dah ada sorok-sorok tu. Jangan lupa pula. Kita ada 6 step tadi. Let's continue with the 5th step. 5th step tu apa ya? Closure. Penutup. Dah masuk rumah orang, bagi salam. Keluar janganlah nak pergi belah je. Cakaplah bye ke, terima kasih ke. So this will be my suggested closure. That's all for now. Bye. I have to hit the sack now. Saya tidur sekarang. Mungkinlah awak tidur waktu malam. Tulis message tu waktu malam ke. Right, you can use that one. Hope to get your response soon. Bye. Right. So, and the last one is regards. Alright, jangan lupa regards. Cara nak tentukan dia kiri ke kanan ke selalu pening. L mesti sebelah kanan sign tanda tangan. MPE sebelah kiri tulis nama. So kalau tulis surat sebelah kanan tanda tangan. Kalau message postcard ini sebelah kiri tulis nama. Okay? Jom kita mula menulis. Teacher nak bimbing awak ni. Alright, so let's start. Number 1, your salutation, which is dear brother. Brother ya, sebab tadi kan awak kena tulis dekat abang adik awak. Okay, next one, number 2. So we have done number 1. check list dari tolong tanda. Done. I've done this part. Okay, now number 2, I must do my introduction. Tapi introduction tadi awak dah senang sebab dalam soalan dah siap bagi introduction dia. So tak payah nak fikir-fikir lagi. So yesterday I saw a poster of an English reference book and I know you are looking for one. Kalau awak faham kaedah Mr. Azwan, ini kaedah yang mana? Ada 3 tadi kan? Tanya khabar, imbas kembali and then soalan. Definitely this one is recall method. Semalam saya nampak satu poster imbas kembali lah. Tak ada pakai how are you dear brother, how are you, I hope you're fine. Alah, bosan lah kaedah tu. So we use recall. Okay, now number 3. So we've done number 2, check. Okay, dah buat number 2. Now number 3, our aim. So therefore I am writing you this message to share about better English book. Habislah step nombor 3 kita. As you can see there, nombor 2 dengan nombor 3, teacher masukkanlah satu perenggan. Tapi nombor 4 tu, teacher asingkan in another paragraph. I separate them into another paragraph. Some teachers might teach you everything in one paragraph. Tapi bagi Mr. Azwan yang suka menanda kertas yang banyak tu, teacher suka murid memudahkan mata Mr. Azwan. Oh, ni perenggan dia, ni perenggan kedua, oh ni ada dia punya content. So, senanglah cikgu tu nak menanda. Kalau seorang dua tak apa dik, kalau ada 100 kertas nak menanda, mau tak berpinau mata nak menanda. So, awak mudahkan kerja cikgu, awak tulislah content tu di perenggan yang kedua. So, I start my sentence with, if you buy this book. Alright, now, coming back to the points and the reason we have discussed just now. Tak kita buat tadi benda tu, semua dah ada dah. So kita masukkan je macam main dalam puzzle. So if you buy this book, my first point there, I would say it is only 15 ringgit 90 sen. And antara alasan dengan isi tu, Miss Azwan akan letak satu kata hubung, which, because of, so, or full stop. So dekat sini Miss Azwan pakai apa? Which, di mana, alasannya apa? The reason would be harganya berpatutan, is reasonable and you can afford to pay for it. Habislah point 1, reason 1. Now before point 2, Miss Azwan ingatkan tadi pakai satu sequence markers supaya penanda tu tahu awak nak bagi isi yang kedua. So next one, I use here besides. Selain pada itu, the second point would be you can enjoy 20% discount if you are the member. Kalau awak ni member, awak akan dapat 20% discount. Alright. So apa dia punya alasan? Kata hubungnya adalah so. The reason would be you can save your money. And the last point would be I use one sequence markers there. Lastly, and my point would be it offers a free tote bag. And then I use full stop. And my reason would be it can be useful to carry your things. Habislah nombor 4. Right, done. Dah habis ke belum? Ada murid dia akan stop kat sini. Dah berkobar-kobar kan, macam dah perfect sangat jawapan dia. Rupa-rupanya dia tertinggal start 5 dengan start 6. Dah excited sangat nak hantar jawapan dia. Sekali tertinggal start 5 dengan 6. Dah hilang markah lagi. Remember, you must have the 6 steps to get good marks. Right. Now, let's go to 5th step. Tulis panjang-panjang kan, I've wrote so long here. So your closure, don't write too long answers. Don't write in a long sentence. Just make it short. That's all from me. Bye. And don't forget your regards. Your regards should be on your left. Why? So awak buat message mesti sebelah kiri dan ditulis nama. So I wrote there big brother sebab awak tadi tulis untuk adik lelaki awak. So I am the big brother. Alright? Nak tulis nama awak sendiri pun tak ada masalah. Alright? Nak tulis nama samaran Kak Long, Kak Ngah, Banci ke, tulislah. Make sure it is capital letter. Alright? Because it is a proper noun. Kata nama khas. Alright, next one. So with this kind of answers, I will give 11 out of 12. Quite high. Tadi dah dapat 3 markah. Sekarang dapat 11 markah. So total up, it becomes 14 out of 15 marks. Ya. Alright, now let's go to the third part. Okay, alright. Allow me to drink for a while before I continue. See, it's already half an hour. Alright, let me continue with the last part. Ni yang paling mencabar sekali. Alright. Note expansion, perkembangan nota. Right, this is where you need to write a story. Right, now let us get to know first what are the patterns of this question. Sometimes in your section C, you're writing your note expansion question, you might be asked a different type of question. Like this one, single picture, dia bagi satu gambar. Sometimes they give you 3 picture series. Sometimes they give you 4 picture series. Right? Kalau Mr. Azul jadi awak, Mr. Azul akan pilih yang ada 3 gambar dengan 4 gambar ni. Why? It's easy for me to draw the storyline. Rather than the single picture, kadang-kadang tersalah pula bagi storyline tu. Ingat, macam gambar tu cikgu dia bagi hadiah ke, hadiah hari guru ke, hadiah hari birthday ke. Nampak tak? So, kalau murid yang tak berhati-hati, you might interpret the story in the wrong way. So that is why I would prefer my students to answer more picture series. It's easy for you to draw your story plot or your storyline. Okay, no matter how, whether it's single picture, 3 picture or 4 pictures, I would always advise my student to stick to your story with 12 sentences. 12 ayat sahaja. Jangan terlebih, jangan terkurang, supaya awak akan tulis just nice from 80 to 100 words. So let us do some calculation here. Kalau satu gambar, I would recommend you to write 3 paragraph, 3 perenggan, 4 sentences in each paragraph. 4 ayat dalam satu perenggan. And then, what about the 3 series picture? Ada 3 gambar, mesti ada 3 perenggan. Satu gambar tu ada berapa ayat? Ada 4 ayat, 4 ayat, 4 ayat. So 4 times 3 equals to 12. Now, we have 4 picture series. Satu gambar tu berapa ayat? 3 sentences, 3 sentences, 3 sentences, and 3 sentences. Total up, it becomes 12 also. Remember, all these must be 12 sentences so that you can write just nicely between 80 to 100 words. Alright, now let's start how to answer this question. First, you must understand the storyline. As you can see there, jangan tengok helping words dahulu. Tengok gambar dulu. Oh, ni pasal seorang budak lelaki pergi kedai Cik Joya untuk beli barang-barang buat kek sebab mak dia nak sambut birthday esok ni. Betul ke salah ni? Salah lah. Dalam gambar tu, it is about a girl walking next to the train, and then she saw a cat or kitten, very small. So we consider that as a kitten. Then she took the kitten, then she brought it back and fed the kitten. Fahamlah jalan cerita dia. Betul lah tu. Jangan salah pula. Terpaksa-pasal cerita pasal dak perempuan pergi dating dekat pondok jaga pula kan. So salah lah. Okay, now we have done the first step, understand the storyline. Kita observe dulu. Pakai your bionic eyes. Tengok, ini cerita dia ni. Okay, now second step. Brainstorm the main verb using the stickman rule. Okay, ni kaedah yang Mr. Azam selalu guna dalam kelas. I always use the stickman rule. Apa tu stickman? Stickman is orang lidi. Ramai orang suka sangat fikir bombastic word. Aku nak impresskan penanda lah, cikgu aku lah, perkataan-perkataan dalam kamus yang cikgu pun tak faham kadang-kadang. So, why not you change your mindset? All the verb comes from your senses. Semua diri awak tu datang daripada, kata kerja awak tu datang daripada diri awak sendiri. That is why I say stickman rule. In my formula, you might find these. Nampak bodoh je. Tapi, inilah yang membantu awak nanti. Alright, so this is your task. Mr. Azan just give you some examples. Actually, there are a lot of verbs. For example, from the ear, I give you 2 only. Heard, listen to. There are a lot of verbs that come from your ear. And then from your head, from your eyes, from your mouth, from your nose, from your hands, all these you can add in when you're doing writing practice with your teachers. Alright, just tambah je dalam tu supaya awak tahu, oh banyak rupanya, but I can guarantee most of the time the verb comes from the hands part. Ni yang biasa kita guna tangan, melempang orang, menulis lah, semua kita guna tangan kan. Alright, next one. Second step done. Now let's go to let us do together the brainstorming. Okay, now we have 3 pictures, and then I will try my best to come up with 12 verbs, 12 kata kerja. Like the first one I said start with walked, berjalan. See my verb all in past tense. Heard, terdengar. Dah dengar tu pergilah cari, search. Dah cari tu terjumpa pula. Then done. So I limit to 4 verbs only for the first picture. Now let's go to the second picture. Dah terjumpa tu dia buat apa? Felt, rasa kesian. Lepas tu took, dia ambil kucing tu keluar daripada longkang. Then what happened next? Bawa balik rumah, brought back. And then grab, ambil apa tu? Grab, mencapai, mengambil sesuatu. Okay, now let's look to the last picture. Showered, mandikan dia. Then fed, and then treated, and last one, decided. Dia mandikan, lepas tu dia makan, lepas tu dia rawat, lepas tu dia ambil keputusan. Alright, ambil keputusan apa? Untuk ambil dia sebagai haiwan peliharaan dia. So I have 12 verbs all together, meaning that I will have 12 sentences in my story. So this is what I want you to train yourself at home. Cuba buat karangan, cuba buat step ini dahulu. Brainstorm sebelum mula menulis karangan. Alah, lama pun lah teacher, membazir lah saya punya carbon pencil. Don't bluff me lah, jangan menipu lah. Alah, pensel 50 sen pun nak berkira. Tulislah benda ni sekejap. Take your time. You can do this less than 5 minutes. Trust me. Okay, so the second step I've done. Now, let's go to the third step. Alright, the third step is draw WVW table. Alright, I don't know. Some teachers will never use table form, but in my class, in practice, when you're doing practice, awak mesti faham konsep membina ayat. So that is why some teachers use the tabulation form. Digunakan gambar rajah jadual ini supaya boleh tahu apa yang perlu ada dalam karangan awak. Ayat tu macam mana yang sempurna. Kadang-kadang kalau awak terus tulis tanpa memahami konsepnya, salahlah ayat tu, nanti jadi cacah merbak. So Mr. Azwan style, I always teach my student kelas pertama ke kelas hujung ke, I always use WVWs because I want you to learn the concept first. Alright? Kalau dah exam, tak payahlah sibuk-sibuk nak buat jadual ni, namanya buang masa. Awak buat your statement rule tadi dah cukup sebab awak dah mahir konsep WVW. So WVW stands for who, verb and what. Okay, awak tahu teacher buat jadual WVW. Alright, for paragraph 1, bila awak dah ada WVW, your first step is ruangan tengah kata kerja verb tu terus masukkan 4, all the 4 menus just now, which are walked, heard, searched and found. Now, this is the time where you need to complete the sentences. Cuba lengkapkan jadual ini dengan membina simple sentence yang mudah-mudah je. Jangan sibuk-sibuk nak tambahlah benda-benda yang bukan-bukan. Kita buat je ayat. Siapa ya? Oh, Susan. Susan berjalan. Jalan ke mana? Ke rumah daripada sekolah. Home from school. Lepas tu nak pakai Susan lagi ke? Dah belajar pronoun. Tukarlah Susan dengan she. She heard a sound. Dengar bunyi. Dan she. Dia cari apa? She searched for it. Carilah bunyi tu. Then what happened? She found a kitten in the drain. Dia terjumpa seekor anak kucing dalam longkang. Habis. Nampak tak ayat teacher? Mudah je, tak banyak panjang. So you don't crack your head. Just try simple sentences. Now let's go to the second paragraph. I bring all the verb just now in the center of the table. Now let's start. Who? Again, Susan. Ingat, Mr. Azam bagi tahu, for any new paragraph, mulakan dengan nama orang tu dahulu supaya so that you won't mention the name once only in your story. Dekat peringkat satu nama Susan je, lepas tu semua she sampai habis. Tak jumpa nama Susan. Kesian Susan tu. So for any new paragraph, the first sentence, you write the name of the character. Susan felt what? Felt pity on the kitten. Then she took it out from the drain. Dia keluarkanlah kucing itu daripada longkang. And then she brought it home. Dia bawa kucing itu balik ke rumah. And then she grabbed a towel. Dan dia ambil satu tuala. Now, we have done our paragraph 2. Now, let's go to paragraph 3. Paragraph 3 is, again, we bring all the verb to the verb column. Jangan salah masuk rumah orang, tak baik, berdosa. Alright. Then let us start writing our simple sentences. Siapa ya? Susan again showered the kitten. Then she fed it with fish and milk. And then she treated. Dia merawat apa? The wounds. What is wounds? Luka. And then she decided to adopt it as her pet. Dia mengambil keputusan untuk mengambil kucing itu sebagai haiwan peliharaan dia. Habis. Now I have 3 complete paragraphs with all simple sentences. Right, now, this is my advice for the weak students. Untuk murid yang lemah, jangan extend, jangan proceed ke step yang seterusnya. Awak stop dekat sini sahaja, jangan ambil risiko, because you know yourself better. Awak tahu dia awak macam mana. So kalau rasa diri awak tu lemah, tak nak lagi create more grammatical errors, tak nak banyak lagi kesilapan grammar, jangan sibuk-sibuk nak continue these steps. You stop until here dan tulis semula semua ayat-ayat ini dalam bentuk perenggan. Apa maksud perenggan? Ni nak kena ajar lagi ke? Cikgu dah jam 4 selalu ajar. Oh, letak 2 jari, lepas tu mulakan tulis awak punya ayat. So like this, I just copy back whatever I've written down in the table just now. Sama je. And all together, these students write 64 words in total. Dia sampai tak lebih target tadi, 80 ke 100? Tak, dia tak mencapai target. Sebab itulah dia dapat markah rendah sahaja, 15 to 25. But again, if for the weak students you score above 10, it's a miracle for the teachers. Siapa yang score lemah ni, yang dapat markah atas daripada 10, dah kira satu keajaiban untuk cikgu dia. Don't yang lain, the rest of the student, don't think that there are some students who are very weak in writing. Nak tulis ayat macam ni pun dia tak lepas. Kadang-kadang she tu kat belakang, kadang-kadang her tu kat depan. Dah terabur. Alright, so this is where I said try to use this table form for you to understand how to construct sentences. Dekat depan tu mesti orang, dekat tengah tu mesti kata kerja, dan hujung tu adalah pelengkap ayat dia. So buat secara tenang dan secara sistematik. Jangan tergopoh gampang. Alright, now untuk murid yang expert lah kita panggil kan, you're very good in your language. I'm very sure that you won't stop here. You want to improve my sentences. Alright, how to improve? Okay, now this is step 4. This is for the advanced students, murid-murid yang hebat lah. Right, in order for you to score good marks, I always suggest you to add in more words like sequence markers, penanda wacana, conjunction yang kita buat tadi. Apa ada conjunction? Conjunction adalah friend voice, and then adjective, kata sifat, and adverbs. Alright, so I repeat again, you try to include these 4 elements in your writing: sequence markers, conjunction, adjective, adverbs. If you look closely to my formula, you will find this page. Alright, please look to the page. I've given you some suggested sequence markers. Soon, later, all of a sudden, suddenly, out of the blue, sampai habis, eventually, consequently, as a result. Semua ni adalah contoh penanda wacana. Conjunction, again, you will find the keyword friend voice for and, no, but, or, yet, so, and adjective. You will find this type of word. Adjective is kata sifat: beautiful, huge, big, strong, good looking, kind, fierce, and all these kind of word yang menerangkan sifat sesuatu kata nama. Contohnya botol ini, big bottle, plastic bottle. Kalau botol saja itu kata nama, tapi kita nak terangkan lagi pasal botol ni. Blue bottle, botol berwarna biru. Plastic bottle, botol plastik. See, I explain more about this bottle. So this is where I use adjective. And then adverbs is kata penguat kata kerja. Like this type, in my formula, I give you some examples that are together, alone, happily, excitedly, slowly, carefully, immediately, quickly, fast. As you can see, most of the words end with ly. Alright, this is what we call adverbs of manner. Ni kena masuk kelas lain lah. Kita tak terang lagi banyak-banyak pasal adverb ni, tapi most of the adverbs ends with ly. Kita namakan adverbs of manner. Dia ada 5 jenis adverbs. Adverbs of time, degree, frequency, manner, ada 5. Alright, so this time I make it short. You will find all the ly at the back are mostly adverbs, right? Okay, now let me explain to you. Dekat mana aku nak letak semua 4 elements dalam aku punya table ni kan? Where should I put them? So let me help you. Please be consistent. Make sure that you understand where should you place all these 4 elements. Sequence markers, dia mesti datang pada awal ayat. Normally, sequence markers will be in the beginning of the sentence followed by a comma. And then, adverbs ni dia special sikit. Dia boleh datang dekat-dekat dengan kata kerja. So, it can be before the verb, after the verb, or dia masuk kat rumah what tu sikit. Tapi dia still dekat dengan walk tu. Nampak tak? So, adverbs ni dia universal sikit. Tapi biasanya Mr. Azwan cadang letaklah adverb selepas verb. Supaya penanda tu senang nampak. Oh, awak gunakan adverbs. And adjective, you will find adjective before a common noun. Macam tadi, plastic bottle. Bottle kata nama, plastic adalah adjectivenya. You will never say bottle plastic or bottle blue. Mr. Azwan has a bottle blue. Salah lah. You must say Mr. Azwan has a blue bottle. So Mr. Azwan ada botol warna biru. Kata sifat dahulu baru kata nama. Like this case, sound is the noun. So adjective you can place before the word sound. Nah, kita masukkan contoh adjective tu apa ya. And conjunction, kedudukannya mesti antara dua ayat. Dia macam ada jambatan di fungsi conjunction adalah jambatan. Ada daratan, I have a land here and a land here. I use one conjunction to merge them together, to combine these two. Alright? Itu fungsi conjunction. Dia datang di antara dua ayat. So jangan salah faham. Ada murid yang mulakan ayatnya dengan N. Like in the beginning of the sentence, you write in capital letter N. So this is wrong. Alright? You are right. You are doing for exam purpose. Memanglah kadang-kadang dalam novel tu dia buat but pada awal ayat, and pada awal ayat. That one is free writing, up to them. But this time is we are marking based on the grammatical wise. Kita tengok awak punya kemahiran menggunakan tata bahasa tu. So and but tak boleh datang pada awal ayat. Dia mesti di antara dua ayat, di tengah-tengah. Alright. So be sure where should you place all these four elements, right? To help you, let's do together. If you have copied this in your answers in the worksheet I give to you, then we can do together, alright? So let's say I want to add in my first paragraph there, I add yesterday afternoon as my sequence markers. As you can see that I follow the same color. Sequence markers is in orange. So this word is in orange also, orange box. So it's easier for you to identify. Yesterday afternoon is a sequence markers, and then alone, I put one adverb there, alone. So yesterday afternoon, Susan walked home alone from school. Seorang-seorang je lah, sebab dalam gambar tu dia tak berjalan dengan kawan dia. And then suddenly, tiba-tiba, you can say out of the blue or all of a sudden, she heard a meowing sound. Oh, meowing tu is an adjective. So I use one conjunction there. See, comma, so she searched for it. Eventually, akhirnya, she found a wet kitten, kucing yang basah, in the dirty drain. So I use another adjective before the word kitten and one adjective before the word drain. Alright? So I add in how many words then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 words. Now I already complete my first paragraph. Now let's go to the second paragraph. Susan felt very is the adverb. Felt very, see? Felt very pity on the kitten. She took it out carefully from the drain. Another adverb. And so I combine the second sentence and the third sentence together using one conjunction, and she brought it home. Once reached, bila sampai, she grabbed a what? A clean towel. Satu towel yang bersih. You can say a dry towel, a clean towel, a big towel, a white towel. Up to you. So try to use adjective. So this time I use all elements there. We have adverbs, sequence markers, conjunction, and also adjective. Right? I've done with my second paragraph. Now let's do the last paragraph. Alright. So gently. See, I put an adverb before the verb. I can say after also. Susan showered gently the kitten. But at this time I use before the verb. So Susan gently showered the kitten. She, the poor kitten, tambah satu lagi, kata sifat. Later, she fed it with fresh milk, fresh fish and milk. Tambah satu perkataan, kata sifat fresh. And she treated the wounds, full stop. On that day, pada hari itu, she decided to adopt it as a pet. Dia mengambil keputusan untuk mengambil dia sebagai haiwan peliharaan. So I have two sequence markers there. I add one adverb, one conjunction, and two adjective there. Right? Not much, right? I didn't do much on my paragraph. Just add in some words. But some words tu lah yang memberi markah yang tinggi sebenarnya. Alright. So if you combine all this again, this is the overall look of your story, your note expansion answers. You see, it's very good. I've colored them in different colors so that you know this is the verb, this is the sequence markers, this is the conjunction, this is the adjective and adverbs. So you can read by yourself later on. You just pause this video and then you can see by yourself. All right, I don't want to waste the time. All right, but some students, if you see carefully, total up, if you count properly, we have 87 words. You still have how many words? 13 words to make it as 100 words. So ada 13 perkataan. Kalau rasa nak tambah. So what is another element? This is another X factor yang awak boleh tambah untuk menaikkan lagi markah awak, which is what we call idiom or proverb, peribahasa or simpulan bahasa. Like this time, I use like this. The kitten was lucky to have such a big heart, owner like Susan. Kucing tu sangat bertuah mempunyai tuan yang sangat baik, bermurah hati macam Susan. A big heart tu adalah kata peribahasa atau simpulan bahasa yang boleh guna in your story. So this student can be credited, can be rewarded with good marks here because she used all the element in her story. With this kind of answers, I would say I would give this student 24 out of 25. It's a very good piece of writing. Alright, no matter how, as you can see that 101 words adalah terlebih satu je. Tak adalah cikgu tu nak potong markah. Unless you write until 130, 150, you will be penalized few marks if you write exceeding the word limits. Alright, so be careful. So that is why I say try your best to write 12 sentences in your story. Okay, now I've done with my workshop or presentation today. If since there's no audience in my live stream today, I purposely do this, just want to record myself. It's easy for others to do some reference. If you have any questions, you can directly personal message me in my Facebook, or also you can leave comment in my YouTube, or if you have my private number, you can WhatsApp me. If I'm free, I will respond to you as soon as possible. Right? So I hope that with my workshop today, or with my lesson today, I could help you a bit here and there in improving your writing, especially for the writing components. All right. So with that, I wish you all the best. For year 6 student, I know that there's no more UPSR, but don't ever think that you can do hanky-panky things. You can enjoy your life there. Don't never think like that. All right. Please end your 6 years in the school with flying colors, with something that you can be proud of. Right? Let's say when you get married soon, one day, then your son, your daughter, or your grandchildren ask, Atuk, dulu Atuk dapat markah berapa ya masa darjah 6? Kalau dapat semua E tu, I don't think that you will say to your kids, right? So please make sure that you end your 6 years of school in the primary schools with good marks, with good grades. Right? I wish you all the best. Stay safe at home. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.